bọ̀ láti north west tó jẹ́ pé banditry ní tiwọn kì í ṣe Boko Haram, kì í ṣe ISWAP, kì í ṣe nǹkan kan tí ó ń bá wa jà ó náà wá ẹ wá ní ká ṣe rí lójú tèmi àti ọmọ Nàìjíríà ọ̀rọ̀ Kwakwanso nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ààbò àti pàápàá jùlọ èyí tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ sọ yìí bí ká ní kí èèyàn kàn ráàrí wísí tí ò lẹ́sẹ̀ lẹ̀. Mo gbà a sì ti máa ń sọ lórí ètò yìí wípé tí àwọn ará òkè ọya bá fẹ́ kí kinní yìí ó tán lónìí wọ́n lè pera wọn sí bùbà kí wọ́n bára wọn sọ èyí tó ń jòótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ torí pé kò síbi tí wọ́n ti jẹ́ kó penetrate. N tí à ń bá jà láti ibi 2002 títí di bí 2014 ó yàtọ̀ sí n tá a ti ń bá jà láti 2014 títí dìsìn ó yàtọ̀ gan. Ohun tí wọ́n fi kojú Goodluck Jonathan bíi pé báwọn ti ń wò ní ìsìn bọ́n ti rí níjọba ní ìsìn pé a kò ní gbéjọba yẹn lẹ̀ yóò fàríyá yóò pé káwọn ó raise army of dissidents wọ́n sì lọ wá dán ti rí wọn wọ́n sì kó wọn wọ̀lú síyàlẹ́nu wọn Jonathan ní òun ò fipá jókòó nídìí agbára ó sì fipò lẹ̀ àti ìgbà yẹn sí ìsìn n tá ń bá àpò ti yàtọ̀ gan sí n tá ń bá àpò láti ìgbà tí kinní bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Boko Haram. So àwọn tí wọ́n mọ bó ti dé wọ́n mọ bó ti yàtọ̀ wọ́n sì mọ tán lè ṣe ṣùgbọ́n torí pé ó ti di project gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ti pè é gbogbo ọ̀nà ló gba olóṣèlú tó bá ṣáà ti lè fún níbò kan àbí méjì ní tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan nìyẹn fún olóṣèlú nǹkan méjì ṣe pàtàkì bí wọ́n ṣe ríbò yín gbà bí wọ́n sì ṣe rí èyí tí kò tọ́ sí wọn gan bí wọ́n ṣe rí jágbà gbogbo ọ̀nà náà sì máa ń fẹ́ fi ṣe irú iná fẹ́ máa fi rin irú àwọn ìrìn tó lè jẹ́ kó bọ́ sí. Tó bá jẹ́ Kwankwaso jẹ́ presidential candidate àbá ní pé tọ̀ bóyá rìn yẹn ìbáyé á ṣùgbọ́n vice presidential candidate sí candidate tí gbogbo wa mọ disposition rẹ̀ mo fẹ́ lè sọ pé ó kàn gbẹ̀nu sí máìkì lórí asán ni torí pé àwọn tí wọ́n dúró tán gan tí wọ́n mọ pálọ̀ tí wọ́n mọ yàrá tí wọ́n mọ kíṣìn tí wọ́n mọ balùwẹ̀ gbogbo ohun tó so mọ́ tí ò jẹ́ ká bú ètò ààbò dè àwọn gan ló wà lójú ẹ̀ ní ìsìn tí wọ́n sì rí nǹkan kan ṣe. Ó jẹ́rò mi lórí yẹn lórí ti Oyèdélé mínísítà fún ètò ọrọ̀ ajé àti n tó wí. A ti sọ lórí ètò yìí, mo sì mọ̀ pé position voice of the people ni wípé a fi wọ́n sípò, yàn wọ́n sípò láti máa bá wa wá excuse. Lágbájá ní í ṣe mí, tàmẹ̀dò ní í bá mi jà. Ìyẹn kọ́ ni tí ààrẹ tí wọ́n sọ fún wa pé àwọn ti wà lójú iṣẹ́, ó ti fẹ́ẹ̀ bọ́ sí i. Tí ẹni tó wá jẹ́ coordinating minister of economy tó bá ní ẹni tí òjò tètè bọ́ sí ni pé ṣé àwọn tó bàjẹ́ débi tẹ́ ẹ dé, àwọn náà ni wọ́n wí pé kí gbogbo ẹ̀ kúkú wá di fọ́pọ̀ mọ́yọ̀.
ṣùgbọ́n láwọn gbàjọba lọ́wọ́ ara àwọn ni, ṣùgbọ́n ní àwọn làwọn ń ṣèjọba bọ̀.
Ohun tí mò ń wí náà ni ṣebí within the same party ni. Ṣèbẹ́ ẹ sọ wípé change policy tẹ wọ́n fi lé yín lọ́wọ́ pé òun náà lẹ́ sustain. Ó ṣe wá ń di pé ẹ fẹ́ mọ bíbí ẹni pé omi alágbàgún náà fi bá yín tẹ̀bà tí gbogbo ẹ̀ wá di yanyan.
yánpọn yánrin nù.
Lójú tèmi gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn kan ti mọ sọ lórí ètò yìí, bí àbámọ́bí tá ń lọ, ó yá mọ́bí tá a padà sí, pàápàá lórí àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tá à ń gbé lórí ẹkọ́nọ́mì tó dàbí ẹni pé kò jẹ́ kí nǹkan bọ́ sọ́wọ́ aráàlú. Ẹ lè máa gbà lọ́wọ́ aráàlú ní subsidy removal kẹ́ ẹ mọ́ plow ẹ̀ padà sí àwọn ibi tí yóò ti ṣe ohun tó dáa, tí yóò ti ṣẹ̀tọ́ fúnlùú. Gbogbo àwọn owó tí wọ́n ń rí kó wọ̀nyí, tó bá jẹ́ páràlú wọ́n ń benefit, okay, ẹ wo gbogbo ìrìn àjò wa lórí subsidy removal láti ìgbà tó lógun wà ń bẹ̀ gan, pẹ̀lú bí Abacha bá ṣe ló burú tó yẹn tó sì ń fowó ránṣẹ́ sílé yẹn lẹ́yìn àìmọye ọdún tí kò tán. Àbí ẹ wo gbogbo ohun tó mọ̀ fi increase ò mọ̀ ju 5 naira tó dẹ̀ ṣe petroleum trust fund tó ra mọ́tò tó ra gbogbo ẹ̀ tó ń ṣe. Ẹ wo gbogbo ìgbésẹ̀ títí di orí Goodluck Jonathan. A lè kó subsidy removal ká mọ̀ ṣe intervention kankan ju pé ká kàn pín ráìsì, ká pín èlùbọ́, ká pín ẹ̀wà, ká pín gààrí. Léyìí tán dẹ̀ ti stop látọdún tó kọjá. Ìyẹn ò ràn nǹkan kan, kò transform economy. Tí ó bá jẹ́ lóòótọ́ ni Oyèdélé mọ ohun tó ń sọ nípa economy, tí a sì gbàgbọ́ pé wẹ́ẹ́ ló ní foundation transformation tax reform nǹkan, kó kúrò nídìí ìbò excuses.
Èrè ọmọdé ni.
It's a pity pé kò sí nǹkan kan tó fẹ́ ṣe ní ìsìn mọ́ torí a ti bọ́ ságbami òṣèlú. Ṣùgbọ́n kì í ṣe kó wá máa fi rẹ́ wa lára, kó máa fi omi ata bọ́jú fún wa wípé nǹkan kan ló ṣe lẹ́dẹ̀ ń pàkọ́. Gbogbo wa la mọ̀. Ní ìdí àti lọ ka òun gan ò sì ní kò ní PhD ní economics anyway, so kò sí nǹkan kan. Even professor of economics gan tí bá ń sọ nǹkan tí ò lẹ́sẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ tó kàn fún wa ní textbook knowledge ní ìsìn àti mọ̀. Torí ẹni tó ń ra ata, ẹni tí ń ra tòmátì, ẹni tí ń ra gàrí, mọye tí ń rà tẹ́lẹ̀, mọye tí ń rà ní ìsìn. Tẹ́kọ́nọ́mì tá a bá ń gbé sórí tí ò bá transform sí microeconomy, irọ́ òfúùtù fẹ́ẹ̀tẹ̀ lásán ni. ẹkọ́nọ́mì ìjọba ò lè mọ dùn kó mọ dán kẹ́kọ́nọ́mì àwọn aráàlú ó mọ rí bó ti ń rí bàgẹ̀bàgẹ̀ ká sì mọ sọ pé nǹkan kan ní í ṣe ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ ń pàkó kò sí nǹkan kan tí ń ṣe ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ ń pàkó ju ara wa tá a kàn ń fìyà jẹra wa lọ.
ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Adéríbigbé ìbéèrè kan ó ti ń tawọ́ tasẹ̀ nù mí bó o ní orílẹ̀-èdè ó ṣe rí tí àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè bá lówó lọ́wọ́ náà ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Adéríbigbé ṣètò ọrọ̀ ajé ò ní dáa ni.
ibi tó yẹ kí wọ́n gbé wa dé gan-an lẹ́sẹ̀ sọ yẹn ní tilẹ̀ ń tọ́lọ́hún tẹ́ a bá ń wo gbogbo ìsí àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n ti wà nípò agbára àti tí wọ́n ibi tán ti kówó Nàìjíríà sí tán pín mọ́wọ́ káàkiri tá a bá ní pé kíjọba kankan dé kó kàn ní pé òun fẹ́ kówó yìí padà fúlùú kó sì ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ nǹkan yóò ti dùn in fact a fẹ́ bọ́ sí pé a ní ìdí àti mọ́ rawọ́ rasẹ̀ ká tó mọ róúnjẹ òòjọ́ crime rate yóò reduce every other thing tó so mọ́ insecurity ó wálẹ̀ gan ṣùgbọ́n irú democracy tá n practice democracy jàgbàgbé tá lọ ni o sì ní ìdán jàǹkùdùkú kó láti ṣerú ẹ̀ so o gbọ́dọ̀ mọ́ fààyè yẹn lẹ̀ o gbọ́dọ̀ mọ́ fààyè ìjárú ẹ̀ lẹ̀ torí tá a bá ní pé kí gbogbo ayé ó wà ní pé mi ò ní ìdí ìjọba mo lè ronú kí n create kí n sì wá nǹkan tí n ó jẹ tó sì ń bọ́ sí yóò ní ìdí external yóò fẹ́ dàbí bí Libya ti wà láyé Muammar Gaddafi tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ń fún àwọn tí ò níṣẹ́ gan lówó oṣù ṣe mọ̀ pé ó tèkì Amẹ́ríkà láti dàbẹ̀rù láì nídìí kankan ju pé ẹkọ́nọ́mì yẹn kàn strong so ẹkọ́nọ́mì lè strong ṣùgbọ́n developing nations ó tún ní ìjà tí yóò tún bá àgbáyé jà àwọn alágbára kan wà lágbàáyé tán kàn ṣáàfẹ́ I better pass my neighbor kìí ṣe oore lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí nìkan ló àwọn tí ọrọ̀ ajé tí wọ́n ti strong ò ní fẹ́ kẹ́ compete pẹ̀lú àwọn náà.
ojú ẹ̀ ọ̀run tẹ́yẹ fò láì fara kanra.
ìrọ̀lọ́ tá a bá dé level kan á rí wípé a ní fẹ́ káwọn kan wá bá wa lókè.
ẹja lẹja ń jẹ sanra.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹja lẹja ń jẹ sanra so lóòótọ́ ni ojú ọ̀run tẹ́yẹ fò ṣùgbọ́n àṣà àtàwòdì ó níbi tí kọ̀ọ̀kan wọ́n lè fòdé lójú ọ̀run ọ̀hún gan bọ́lọ̀ ń ṣe nìyẹn tó jẹ́ pé kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ti fẹ́ ṣe tó bí bàbá ti mọ́ sọ ó kẹnu.
bàbá ti ń lanú ẹyẹ kan báyìí tán korúkọ rẹ̀ ní kí ó sàárọ̀ kùtùkùtù àtún máa bá mi nú ẹ̀ ní ibi ọkẹnu dé. ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Adéríbigbé wọ́n ti pín o wọ́n ti padà pín kan Ayọ̀délé Fáyọ̀ṣe o ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ti fáwọn náà ń síbí o ànìkan náà jẹ́nu àǹfààní ètò ìṣèjọba àwa ara wa yìí so gbogbo ariwo tí wọ́n ń pa ẹ lọ béèrè lọ́wọ́ gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ yẹn àṣírí wà lọ́wọ́ mi mo máa tú ṣé nítorí síbí ni.
torí ẹ ni o.
wọ́n dẹ̀ ti fún wọn síbí sìn ariwo ti lọ́ọ́lẹ̀ àbí.
ṣẹ́yìn lè mọ ẹ̀yin lè tún lọ́rọ̀ kan sọ mọ́ ni nígbà bá ń jẹun lọ́wọ́.
food is ready politician.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ibi politics tá à ń bá pò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ n tó ń gbé jáde lójú ọpọ́n fàdé.
stomach infrastructure.
àṣà àmọ́ pé òun náà ló kúkú sọ.
bẹ́ẹ̀ mo rántí ọ̀rọ̀ wọn ni stomach infrastructure.
so ibi tá a wà nìyẹn ẹ wò ó ṣe rí ọmọ Nàìjíríà ó níbi tó bá lára gbogbo wa ṣùgbọ́n ẹ bá ń wò pé ìjọba ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ àlàáfíà àti ìdàgbàsókè bóyá yẹn ti tán ní ìsìn láti Second Republic. Nítorí tá a ti ṣe ní Third Republic tán bá bọ́ọ̀tì yẹn àti fọ́ọ̀tì tá a jọ wà yìí ìjọba ọ̀run ti di àfagbára wọ̀ àwọn tán sì ní agbára wọn fi ipá gbà sápò ara wọn.
bí bọ̀dà Fáyọ̀sé ti wọ́n fi ipá gbà tọ̀dọ̀ tiwọn báyìí nípa sọ̀rọ̀ sókè.
Ọlọ́run ó jẹ́ kí á gùn lẹ́mìí.
àmín àmín.
ṣé ẹ rí gbogbo ohun tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí náà èbó a mọ̀ pé nǹkan wọn ní fọ̀ràwàì ni. fọ̀ràwàì for a while.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni fọ̀ràwàì.
eléyìí náà ó tún kọjá lọ. àwọn tí ó mú dání là á mọ̀ ọlọ́run tí ó gbé là á mọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n yóò kọ sáà yìí sẹ́ bí gbogbo sáà tí í ṣe òun náà ó kọjá lọ.
ẹ ṣe ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Adéríbigbé lónìí a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín fún gbogbo ìgbà fún àkókò yín òní yóò sàn wá lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run kẹ́ ẹ bá wa kí olórí láàfin kẹ́ ẹ ní ọjọ́ tó dára ìpàdé tó di lóòrọ̀ ọ̀la ẹ ṣé.
ẹ ṣé o ẹ ṣé atọ́kùn yóò dáa fún gbogbo wa.
ẹ̀mí Ọlọ́run. ẹ já padà sọ́dọ̀ ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà 08036929933 08036929933 ìpele ní kẹjẹ nkọ́kọ́ gbé pápá ni tó bá jù sẹ́jú kan lọ ń ó gé fúnra mi ní ẹ kú ojúmọ́ o.
ẹ káàárọ̀ o.
ojúmọ́ rí o.
ẹ kú ojúmọ́ orúkọ mi ní Simple láti gbé.
ó yá pápá.
ètò ìfẹ́ náà ní ti ìròyìn tó ń pé ara ń san pa nílùú yẹn ṣé wọn ti lọ ṣe Ṣàngó nílùú yẹn tó pa àwọn mẹ́fà lọ sọ́spítù àtàwọn ẹbí wọn kọjọ tó kọ́ wo nǹkan nílùú yẹn ṣe o ó dà pé ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ tójú lásán tára dé sàn tó dé ṣe àwọn mékèké mẹ́fà tó ṣe pé ṣe wọ́n lè ṣe.
wọ́n kú ni o wọ́n kú lójú ẹsẹ̀ ni o.
kí ẹ sọ sà.
mo ní wọ́n kú lójú ẹsẹ̀ ni o.
wọ́n kú ni.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o.
ànírú ẹ̀ mọ́ o àgbọ̀rọ̀ lọ ní Nàìjíríà o dàrú.
ẹ ṣé gan ni 08036929933 ẹ kú ojúmọ́ wa làgbà Ṣọlá.
ẹ kú ojúmọ́ o.
ojúmọ́ rẹ sà.
ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi ojú Ṣọlá ní láti ilé lórí sọ̀rọ̀.
ó yẹ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀.
mo ní wọn ò bá gbé sẹ́ǹsì kan wá sí jẹ́ kó wá rólè lóye kẹ́rí gbogbo àwọn politician tó wà ń bí ọ̀rẹ́ sí àwọn ní problem. èyí tí pápá sọ pé igbá àwọn máa bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ ṣèbí the same campaign manta náà ni. so but solution kẹ́rí ẹni tó wá máa rólè lóye mo rántí gbà tí ààrẹ Tinubu wọlé ó pe ogun gómìnà ó pè wọ́n jókòó read the riot act to these people. kò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ wá tẹ̀jẹ́ kó yé wọn pé báyìí bí ẹni tí ò bá ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ò ṣe nǹkan tó máa ṣe lélẹ̀ is the commander in chief. so kò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ until we have somebody that is ready to die for this country before this country can be better. but ṣe rí gbogbo àwọn politician àbí ṣé ayé ẹ wá jẹun ẹ wá ṣe yìí bóyá ṣe fún Fáyọ̀sé ààrẹ lọ síwájú. ẹ ṣe ẹ pé.
kì í ṣe Fáyọ̀sé nìkan náà ọmọkùnrin náà gbẹnu sí o.
náà ní ìṣèlú bó ṣe ń ṣe nìyẹn. ó máa ń tẹ àwọn
food is ready. ẹ lóòótá ló wà ń bẹ̀. ẹ kú ojúmọ́ o.
ẹ kú jẹ́ mọ̀ pé tó.
yes sir.
amòfin ló sọ̀rọ̀ láti mo ṣèjì lọ́wọ́.
ọ̀ya pápápá.
ṣe rí ìjọba bòmí láti kó wá jẹun náà láti lórílẹ̀‐èdè. bòmí láti kó wá jẹun ni o.
food is ready.
gbogbo àwọn ilé òlè kó wá délẹ̀ ní rí o. gbogbo àwọn tó ń dà wà láàmú lórílẹ̀‐èdè kódà wọ́n pé 200. ẹ wá wo population Nàìjíríà àwọn nu ọlọ́run àbá yín bọ̀.
tó bá jẹ́ pé WhatsApp lè ń fẹ́ gbà wọlé 08171756338 ẹ kú ojúmọ́ lójúmọ́ tòní o WhatsApp nù o.
ẹ káàárọ̀ sà.
ẹ káàárọ̀ sà.
bàbá Ọ̀jẹ̀dèjì orúkọ mi ni Robert látàpápá ọ̀rọ̀ Shettima ẹ ṣe sà á dá fún yín sà ẹ ṣe rí ọ̀rọ̀ Shettima ni mo fẹ́ sọ ó dùn lẹ́nu láti sọ nípa South Africa tí wàá ń bíbá yín kọ́ ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́ karùn-ún láàárọ̀ ètò sọ pé Jonathan ó lọ sí Niger Delta lọ bá àwọn mílítà ti sọ̀rọ̀ kí ló dé tí Shettima ò lè bá àwọn Boko Haram àti àwọn bandit ti sọ̀rọ̀ àti Fulani herdsmen wọ́n mọ̀ wọ́n ṣé Shettima máa sọ pé kò mọ àwọn tó ṣe kínní yìí kó dẹ̀ pé Sultan of Sokoto àti Gumi kó pé gbogbo ọjọ́ kó wọ́n lọ kó pé ọ̀gá wọn tó da Nàìjíríà láàmú kó wọ́n bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ kó wọ́n ṣe kí wọ́n fi wọ́n in fact iṣẹ́ rí wọ́n ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ sọ pé charity begin at home. Chetima ìgbà tí wọ́n campaign ló sọ pé I will be in charge of security. Ó dáa kí ọmọ sọ lẹ́ẹ̀lẹ́ níta ilé ńkọ́. Ẹ ṣe jàre kí má gba ẹ láyè jù ẹ ṣe bàbá.
Ẹ ṣe gan ni alàgbà Robert. Ẹ kú ojúmọ́ lójúmọ́ tòní o.
Wọ́n jàre.
Ẹ káàárọ̀.
Ó dà fún yín.
Àmì sá o.
Ní káyọ̀ pìtàn lórúkọ mi láti Jẹ̀bú.
Ó yẹ ǹsùn lẹ̀ sá.
Ohun tí mo fẹ́ sọ fún yín ni wípé gbogbo ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ oníkálukú ń kọ ìtàn ara wọn sílẹ̀ ni. Tinubu fúnra ẹ̀ ó ń kọ̀tàn ara ẹ̀ sílẹ̀ ni. Bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ ti kọ̀tàn ara ẹ̀ sílẹ̀ ó lọ. À ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ lẹ́yìn. Ṣùgbọ́n Tinubu tí wọ́n nà wá lórí ẹ̀ tí wọ́n fẹ́ lé wa kúrò nílé nítorí ẹ̀ tó wá débẹ̀ ẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé advice àwọn mẹ̀kúnnù ò jẹ́ nǹkan kan mọ́. Bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ náà ti sọ ó ní fúnra wa la máa gbára wa sílẹ̀. Ó sì máa débẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀rọ̀ síbi òjòdó yóò lẹ́yìn ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò ju bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Ẹ ṣe gan ni wọ́n perí àparò ọjà kú síbi òjòdó ọkọ rẹ náà dá o sì gbórí wọlé ẹ kú ojúmọ́ o.
Èmi náà kú kọ́ ọlọ́run ọba mi náà ni kọ́mọdé púpọ̀ ọlá síbi òjòdó. Ebi mo ti sọ̀rọ̀ yìí rí tálíkà ní òfin mú òfin òmólówó Aṣíwájú Bọ́lá Tinubu àkànbí ọmọ olódòdẹ ọmọ ìyá lọ́jà bá pé mi mo bá bòde ní ìpínlẹ̀ bá Boko Haram sọ nísìn ọjọ́ méjì èyí tá à ń wí ti pẹ́ DSS ti dé ọ̀hẹ́ ọmọ ibi táwa US plane tire mama rẹ ni ti bá ń tà sáwọn arábí o US plane tire òun nìyẹn nísìn ẹ̀yàn ló sọ̀rọ̀ yìí nísìn o ẹsẹ̀ yẹn lé ní igbákejì tó ń mọ́ra torí bìkọ́ ọmọ lẹ́mi ta sí Tinubu mo ní bàtà síwájú àjọ wà ní ṣé bó ṣe ṣèjọba bí ṣébìjọba kò ṣe rírè káwá sọ pé ó rẹ pé àṣírí gbàgbà bí ká sọ pé àṣírí aráyé nímúná ti àárọ̀run ọ̀run rẹ o Àbíbá Mágàjí mo mọ̀ ìyá yìí dáadáa tí Àbíbá Ayọ̀ bá ti débẹ̀ láti máa lọ sínú ìyá yóò ti dìde yóò ti bá aṣọ tọrọ ṣùgbọ́n tọ̀ wọ́n ní àṣírí aráyé nímúná ti àárọ̀run ló fi káwọn àwọn ẹgbẹ́ bá wọn láwọn onímọ̀nà tó kó tira ẹni tí ń pariwo ń jọ sí o tún ti mu tíìbì kan náà ní sàbíkó náà síbìtì wà lọ́wọ́ tiẹ̀ náà sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ dùn lẹ́nu ọmọ yóò lè mọ́ yẹ̀yẹ́ náà tún mí náà rubbish ṣe rí mo ti sọ fún yín orin fẹ́lá mo ní kẹ́ ẹ kọ fún wọn sẹ́ ó ní na padi government we dey o ẹ gbà wá o nàríjímà government we dey ẹ o yé parí pa o ṣe ti báyìí nísìn ẹ wọ́n tó ti kọ́ nìyẹn wọ́n máa ń fi àwọn sípò wọ́n ń yọ̀ kan wọ́n ń fi kan síbẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú yóò lẹ́yìn mo ṣe máa sọ bí ó kú àjọjọ ni àwọn bá a bẹ tó bọ̀.
Ẹ jẹ́ àtúngbà bí wọlé kó tó di pé a lọ sí ìdí àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ ó ti já ni ó ti já ni ẹ lóore ọ̀fẹ́ àti àǹfààní láti darapọ̀ máa ní YouTube kẹ́mọ̀ wá kẹ́mọ̀ dó à ń bẹ̀ VOP 903 FM lórí YouTube kẹ́mọ̀ fa àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ yín ránṣẹ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ àmọ́ àkà ẹ̀kú ojúmọ́ lójúmọ́ tòní o.
Hello.
Ẹ káàárọ̀.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ sá.
Yes sir.
bí òkè oníjóná kò ní bàjẹ́ o.
Àmì Ọlọ́run.
Ọmọ kìíní o ẹ wo ẹ má yẹ ká mú kìíní lọ́lé olóró ṣìpó ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ amọ̀dé wọn láti ewé náà Lagos Island.
Ọyẹ ìsúlẹ̀.
Nigeria constitution wa gan ti provide fún wa pé ìjọba tó bá ti wà tó lè provide adequate security good welfare gbogbo orú àwọn nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn pé is below average kò kí n ṣe pé bóyá ayé ti bàbá wa kọ̀ọ̀kan mọ nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe torí ọba tó jẹ tí ìlú tó rojọba ló ṣe ètò ẹ̀ wà lápapọ̀ èyí tó jẹ tí ìlú tó rí bákan náà ọba lòun náà ṣe ètò òun náà wà lápapọ̀ kọ́pà kọ́ mọ̀ pé kinní yẹn gbogbo nǹkan tó bá ti nígbà tó ti lásìkò tó expire ẹ wò à ń bẹ́ tó bọ̀ lọ́wọ́ aṣáájú wa.
Àmì Ọlọ́run ẹ ṣe gan ni ẹ jẹ́ àtúngbà wọlé ẹ lóòótọ́ ló wà ń bẹ̀.
Ọjẹ.
Sáà.
Ẹ kú ojúmọ́.
Ojúmọ́ rẹ sá o.
Yóò dà fún yín o.
Àmín.
Bó kí n pẹ́ kú lé.
Yẹ sà ẹ káàbọ̀.
Alàgbàjì ò káàdé láti gbé.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sà.
Àwọn ni ẹ kú iṣẹ́ ìlú.
Yẹ sà.
Ṣé ẹ rórílẹ̀-èdè tá a wá yìí? Ṣé ẹ rí àwa gangan tá a jára ìlú? Àwa fúnra wa níṣòro ara wa.
Lọ́nà wo bàbá ẹ sáwò?
Àwọn ọmọlé tó àṣàwò. Nígbà tí ìjọba bá gbéra tó jẹ́ pé ààrẹ ara wọn náà ti ń mèyàn ara wọn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n tó lè ṣe ààbò lórí wọn. Fayose ti sọ pé láéláé òun nígbà appointment kankan lọ́wọ́ Tinubu. Gbà tó broke tán báyìí wọ́n fún appointment ó ṣe nu mẹ́rin kò lè san kankan mọ́. Ẹ bá àwọn ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ wo àwọn PDP ṣé mi pé PDP gan fúnra wọn gangan àwọn ló da gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ wọn rú. Tó bá jẹ́ pé èèyàn pẹrẹ yẹsẹ̀ kan ní Wike ni wọ́n á ti yọ Wike kó lẹ́gbẹ́ tipẹ́tipẹ́ tó wà nínú ẹgbẹ́ tó jókòó sínú ilé tó ń sọ̀kúta síta tó sì tún wà ń bẹ̀. Fayose náà wà lẹ́kìtì àbúrò ló jẹ́ fún mi tó jókòó sínú ilé tó sọ̀kò síta ó fọ́ gbogbo ayé PDP lẹ́kìtì tán ó ní báwo ni mò ń tèkìtì bọ̀ lánàá ọ̀nà tí mo gbà ọ̀nà arámọkọ sí wàrájà mo regret láti gbàbẹ̀ kò sí ọ̀nà kankan ará ìlú a máa jó wọn á fún ọ ní gèlè wọn á fún ọ ní ṣùlà wọn á fún ọ ní àpamẹ́rin kínní wọn ti gbàgbé ìyà wọn ti gbàgbé ìṣẹ́ ọlọ́run yọ wá lórílẹ̀‐èdè àfi káwa mẹ̀kúnnù gẹ́gẹ́ fúnra wa ká jára gbà lọ́wọ́ àwọn ìjọba olúwa yóò gbà wá kó ojúmọ́ lówùúrọ̀ ẹ̀.
ó wà lágbàjì ò káyọ̀dé ẹ ṣe gan ni ṣé mo èpè yìí ń wù bá a ṣe fẹ́ ṣe ìpè yìí nítorí ẹ ká ti bọ́ sí abala àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ wọn ò fẹ́ ṣe ẹnikẹ́ni lórí àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ kó ojúmọ́ hello.
akójúmọ́ rẹ ọlọ́run ní fara ni wa.
àmì ọlọ́run.
ẹ bá kí bàbá aládìyẹ ẹlòmíràn náà ṣe o. báyìí ò ṣe ń bàbá aládìyẹ ṣe ẹran nígbà yìí ọba.
bàbá aládìyẹ tádìẹ tiẹ̀ yìí ṣègbọ̀nsẹ̀.
yọ̀wá bàbá kúkúrú kú. ó náà ṣe owó ti gbórí wọlé ọlọ́run ó tú àṣírí kó wá gbọ́ ọba yá.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o.
èyí tèmi náà fẹ́ sọ ọ̀rọ̀ nàìjíríà èmi ti gbé ti ẹgbẹ́ kan kó lè ọmọ lọ ní baba tẹ̀sán àmọ́ boko haram tí wọ́n gbé sí ọ̀dọ̀ wa ní pẹ̀rọ̀ sótúbù àní wọ́n wá bá wa kó abẹ̀ wọn ni ó ti kányàn lẹ́sẹ̀ o ásídẹ́ǹtì ti ṣẹlẹ̀ fẹ́ ń gbá èèyàn dànù ń bẹ̀ o.
bàbá mo béèrè ìbéèrè kan lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá tẹ́ ẹ bá rántí mo ní ṣé ibi tí wọ́n kó kínní ìṣiṣẹ́ kò sí ààyè tẹ́yìn aráàlú lè bá wọn kó kú òkè kó dà síbẹ̀ kẹ́ ẹ lè mọ rọ́nà yín rìn ni.
kò síbi tá a lè kó sí. ọ̀nà yìí ń lárò púpọ̀ ó dí pa gan kò sáyè kan tá a lè kó sí.
ẹ dákun ṣé ẹ ti gbé ìgbésẹ̀ ṣé ẹ ti lọ sí ojú ọ̀nà ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ lójú ọ̀nà kì í ṣe ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ o.
èmi ò tiẹ̀ mọ̀ yìí tó jẹ́ àmọ́ títì ní ìjọba ló sì ní.
ẹ dákun ẹ lọ káńsù. ẹ lọ káńsù.
ó líǹkì mọ́ Ìkẹjà ni ọ̀nà tó wá látọ̀nà ọba Accra.
kì í ṣe local government state lónìí kì í ṣe agbègbè lónìí.
bí state ọba rí ṣe bí local government rí ó close mọ́ local government dáadáa. bí o ṣàwádà ó wà láyé àwọn èèyàn ti ń jáàmù tó ti ń kán wọn lẹ́sẹ̀ tí mọ́tò ti ń gbá àwọn èèyàn bẹ̀ o. Sunday tó ń lọ yóò sì tún gba ẹni tó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ tèmi ọ̀rẹ́ mi ni mọ́tò gbà ń bẹ̀ tẹ̀sẹ̀ dá ó wà níbi tí ń sọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ wádìí kan wá wò.
ẹ dákun bàbá.
kí ni ìgbẹ̀mí èèyàn lọ díẹ̀díẹ̀ o.
ẹ dákun ẹ bá wa sàwọn èèyàn jọ ẹ bá wa lọ aláwùsá lọ pariwo ẹ dákun.
ẹni ọba lọ kọ́mọ́ dìbò ń lọ fẹ́ dà lúrú òun là ń fi sọ ń bi agbára wa mọ̀ yìí.
ọ̀dà.
àfọlọ́ǹbẹ̀ wọn o.
ọ̀dà ẹni tó jẹ́ kọmíṣánná fún ọ̀rọ̀ iṣẹ́ nípínlẹ̀ Èkó á pè wọ́n iléeṣẹ́ tó mójú Ministry of Works ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ẹ dákun ẹ dábọ̀ ẹ máa lọ sí Agége ní ojú ọ̀nà tó lọ jáde sí ọba Accra ẹ dákun wọn lójú ọ̀nà yìí wọn náà fẹ́ tún ṣe ni àmọ́ ká tójú ọ̀nà ṣe wọn tó ti ń fojú ọ̀nà tán ní wọn tó ṣe wọn tó fi ń gbẹ̀mí àwọn èèyàn o. ẹ jẹ́ ń padà sídìí àtẹ̀sẹ́ lórọ̀ tòní nídìí WhatsApp ni mo ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n kí àwọn ní ẹ̀kú ojúmọ́ wọ́n sì kí a kú rere pé a lọ sí ọ́fíìsì wa tuntun àdúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ẹ ṣé o. wọ́n ní láti ìgbà aléyá tó kọjá wọ́n ní lọ́mọ àwọn ò wá kó ìdọ̀tí ní àdúgbò àwọn wọ́n ní àfi tí wọ́n sì tó dé ní ọjọ́ bíi méjì síbi àwà ẹ̀ ọ̀nà wa sọ fún wọn pé owó tẹ̀ ń san fún owó olè wọ́n ti ṣe àfikún owó olè kíkó tàbá máa kó lẹ́yìn o iye tẹ̀ ń san ó tó ti lé sí o. aláwọ̀ ayé Rashidi ló fi ránṣẹ́ o wọ́n ní ìlàsàmájà ní ilé òun ni ó ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ o. ok ẹ̀já mọ̀ bá ṣe fẹ́ ṣe. wọ́n ní ọ̀rọ̀ táwọn fẹ́ sọ yìí wọ́n ní táwọn ò bá sọ dáa wọ́n lè pe àwọn ṣàkíyèsí kẹ̀sì sọ ohun tó jẹ́ òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ fún àwọn o. wọ́n ní àjọ INEC wọ́n ní wọn ò lè ṣe ìgbésẹ̀ ètò ìdìbò tí ò ní kọ́nu kọ́ ọ́nú wọ́n ní torí pé ààrẹ òun ló yan ọ̀gá àgbà àjọ INEC. wọ́n láwọn lè sọ fún yín lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ wípé owó tí wọ́n yà sọ́tọ̀ fún àjọ INEC ńkọ́ wọ́n ní ṣé tán bá parí ìdìbò ṣé wọ́n mọ sọ́bọ̀n ṣe náà wọ́n ní ètò ìdìbò lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà òrìbó ṣe rí o. wọ́n ní fún àwọn orílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà ṣe jẹ́ o ẹni tán bá fi lè fún ní ipò kan wọ́n ní wọ́n fi fún òun náà lówó oúnjẹ gbà kọ́ ọmọ bínú ni kí nǹkan ó lè dùn fún òun náà ní Tèmítọ́pẹ́ Ọ̀nàtóyè láti Ìjàgẹmọ òun ni wọ́n tẹ ilé wọ́n ní ẹ kú ojúmọ́ o my two big bros comrade engineer Ọlásùnkànmí Adéfúyékè Mr. Lásù ọmọ ìyá àmàlà láti Ìjẹ̀ṣà Tẹ̀dó ní Mùṣín wọ́n ní ẹ wò ó inú ń bí wa gidi gan ni o ní odindi gbogbo ìlú Ẹ̀pẹ́ kó má sí iná fún odindi ọdún 4 báyìí tó bá jẹ́ wípé irọ́ ni mò ń pa ẹjọ́ ẹ lọ ṣe ìwádìí yunifásitì mẹ́rin ló wà ní Ẹ̀pẹ́ tí kò sí iná fún àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ láti ṣe ohunkóhun gbogbo business ló ti bàjẹ́ tán àwọn NEPA tó gbé bíìlì wá ní every month àwọn ọba pẹ̀lú baálẹ̀ ti pariwo títí òfo ló ń mú bọ́ o ire ojàre Ẹ̀pẹ́ kò síná lẹ́pẹ́ ní ibi tí gómìnà àná ti wá kò síná ok gbogbo wa náà láàjọ mójútó wọ́n ní àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ títí wọn yìí báwo náà ṣe ok wọ́n ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà dàbí géèmù chess ó dàbí draft ó dẹ̀ dàbí ludo lọ́wọ́ àwọn ìjọba yìí wọ́n ní wọn ò tiẹ̀ fẹ́ mọ táwọn ọmọ aráàlú tí wọ́n ń fojú wí náà wọ́n ní ìtàn fẹ́ ṣe ni wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe o àmọ̀rí ìbá àkú ẹni àmọ̀rí gan ó ti gbọ̀run lọ òun lọ̀rọ̀ wọn o Túndé láti Màgbòrò òun ló tẹ àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ eléyìí ní òwúrọ̀ tòní o olùjọ àwọn àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ ìbò ló ṣe ń rí báyìí o. ok wọ́n ní ẹ kú ojúmọ́ alàgbà Ọ̀jẹ́dèjì wọ́n ní lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ọrọ̀ ajé lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà wọ́n ní wọn ò mọ̀ wípé nǹkan kan ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sáwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà wọ́n ní ẹ jẹ́ ká tún bá wa bẹ̀ ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Àpápá Ìgànmú wọ́n ní street light ní Sàràkí ní ìjọra Bádíà wọ́n ní kánjọ kí wọ́n bá àwọn ṣe wọ́n ní ẹ káàárọ̀ o orúkọ tí wọ́n ní Adéyẹmí Kàmọ́rù láti Banana Island wọ́n ní ẹni tó jẹ́ gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Kánò tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ rí Kwankwaso sọ pé tí àwọn ò bá àwọn afẹ̀míṣòfò sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ó bá wọn jókòó ṣèpàdé Ọlọ́run máa jẹ́ kán débẹ̀ àní láti pa bandit kidnappers kò sí àforíjì fún bandit àti kidnappers rárá o àwọn kan tó ti gborí wọlé ń bí o àmọ́ bí wọ́n ti ń bọ̀ ọ̀nà mọ́ wọ́n ní ẹ káàárọ̀ o láti odò Ọlákúnlé Odùbánjọ lórúkọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ààbò ọbẹ̀ tí a bá fi ààbò sísè ó máa rupa náà ni àwọn ìjọba eléyìí kò ní nǹkan ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn ṣe rò àti bí wọ́n ṣe sọ sínú àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ wọn ní òwúrọ̀ tòní lélẹ̀ wọ́n ní ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ̀yin olóòtú méjèèjì ẹ kú iṣẹ́ ẹ wò ọ̀rọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí àfi ká sọ díẹ̀ ká mẹ́nu dúró nítorí ó tojú sú wa ó lè gbé ó lè gbà á adé ọmọ God láti Mushin òun ló tẹ eléyìí akó ojúmọ́ aláyọ̀ ní VOP International ní àsàn wa o àmì ìṣòro wa lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí kò yàtọ̀ sí pé ẹni tó lágbára kò sí ọpọlọ fún ṣùgbọ́n ẹni tó lọ́pọlọ kò sí agbára fún ẹkú ìnáwó àtìlébọ́sílé o ìrìn àkárí àmì Àyànwálé Kẹ́hìndé Hussein ẹni látòsò dìná tẹ eléyìí wọ́n ní ẹkú ojúmọ́ o senior men of VOP wọ́n ní ẹjọ́ wọ́n ní òpó náà PATN nìkan ó ti fẹ́ dá wàhálà alẹ̀ ó ti fẹ́ wó wọ́n ló wà ní ẹ̀gbẹ́ Ìkẹjà Junior School lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ Sùrà àti Ìkẹjà Passport Office lẹ́yìn PWD ní Ìkẹjà Railway wọ́n ní òkè Ọbáfẹ́mi láti Ìkẹjà ẹ̀yìn Ìkẹjà Electric ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run òpó náà yín kan wọ́n ní ń bẹ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ Ìkẹjà Junior School wọ́n ní kò jìnnà sí Lastra ok ṣé Lastra lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní Lastra kò jìnnà sí Lastra lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ Ìkẹjà Passport Office téèyàn bá ti kúrò ní PWD ní Ìkẹjà Railway ẹ dákun ẹ dábọ̀ ẹ̀yin onílé iṣẹ́ náà mọ̀nàmọ́ná Ìkẹjà Electric ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ayé yín ò ní bàjẹ́ o gbogbo ń tẹ́ fojú ọwọ́ yín kójọ ẹ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ yín ọwọ́ yín dànù o ẹjọ́ o ẹ̀bẹ̀ lábẹ́ yín o ẹ lọ bá wa nǹkan ṣe sí o ní YouTube wa lóòrọ̀ tòní jẹ́ kí n lọ sí YouTube ní pápápá mú ok o Yusuf àwọn náà ti kí wa lóòrọ̀ tòní Ọláyínká Valenhot láti Belgium àwọn náà ti kí wa Afọlábí Kamor wọ́n ní àwẹ́ ní táwọn ń fẹ́ òun kọ́ ni àwọn rí o kílẹ̀ ń fẹ́ kílẹ̀ rí o Bùnmi Adéọlá wọn ní Fáyọ̀ṣe tí ò níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọ́n lòun náà ti wà lórí owó ó ti ń gbowó lọ́wọ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ àti ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC wọ́n ní wọ́n ní abájọ jọni lójú náà wọ́n láriwo rẹ̀ ó ló pọ̀ lásìkò ètò ìdìbò nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC wọ́n ní wọ́n ṣe parí ìdìbò wọ́n ní bàbá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní pariwo àṣẹ bàbá fẹ́ gba síbi tán fi máa jẹun ni òkè Ọlákúnlé Odùbánjọ olórí òkè àtìkà ilé ní WhatsApp tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n tó tẹ̀wájú wọ́n ní gbogbo ariwo tí Fáyọ̀sé ń pa wọ́n ti fún òun náà ní oúnjẹ kí bàbá ọmọ jẹun lọ stomach infrastructure kílẹ̀ fẹ́ kẹ́ni ẹlẹ́ni ó ṣe pé kó wá wọn lanu sóyè ni lọ́ọ̀skì wọ́n ní ẹ̀kọ́ ojúmọ́ ní VOP wọ́n ní àgbàdo yín gidi gan ni Ọlọ́run á wà pẹ̀lú wa o Sultan Lawal láti Ọjọ́ Barracks Lagos thank you very much Olúgbénga wọ́n ní ẹ káàárọ̀ ọ̀gbẹ́ni ọ̀jẹ̀ capitalist ló ń ṣe ìjọba lọ́wọ́ àwọn àgbà lọ́wọ́ mẹ́ẹ̀rí ìjọba àwọn olówó ni mẹ̀kúnnù kò lè rí nǹkan kan gbà nínú ìjọba yìí. Gbénga láti Ayọ̀bọ ni Búrùjí Fúnkẹ́ wọ́n ní akójúmọ́sà ọwọ́ yín ni ẹ fi gba ẹ̀tọ́ yín àmì àti ẹ̀yin náà o kanjú abẹ́ǹkó wọ́n ní kò lè fi Ṣèyí Mákindé lẹ̀ wọ́n ní kó náà lè rówó jí fún ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run gbogbo àwọn àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ tèyìn ó kànkà tí wọ́n sọ pé kí ọmọ agboolé ebo ni irú àwọn àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ yẹn lẹ́ẹ̀mọ̀ tẹ̀ Ọlọ́run sì ní jẹ́ ń bá yín kà ẹ jẹ́ kí n fi àkókò yìí kí n fi rán àwọn ìjọba ìdàgbàsókè Ìdímù Ègbè kí n rán wọn létí kí n sì tó dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn ojú ọ̀nà Princess Abiola Road tó wà ní Nobex bus stop ní Ìdímù bí ọdún 3 náà ti pa ojú ọ̀nà yìí tì adúpẹ́ wọ́n tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹsẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ àná mo dìídì lọ bẹ̀ ni wọ́n gbé katakata bẹ̀ yín tó wá ń dùn mí jù ń bẹ̀ ni wípé kì í ṣe pé iṣẹ́ yìí kì í ṣe pọ́wọ́ dúró ń bẹ̀ o ṣùgbọ́n kán ṣiṣẹ́ lónìí kó tó bí ọ̀sẹ̀ 3 kán tó padà wá bẹ̀ kó tó bí oṣù kan kán tó padà wá bẹ̀ iṣẹ́ yìí tán bá ti gbọ́n ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ rẹ̀ láti bí ọdún 3 sẹ́yìn tó bá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ ni wọ́n ó ti parí ẹ̀ ẹ wá ṣe bó ṣe yẹ kẹ́ ẹ ṣe ẹ wá ń ṣe yọ̀bọ̀yọ̀bọ̀ ẹ dákun ẹ dábọ̀ ojú ọ̀nà Princess Abiola Road tó wà ní Nobex bus stop ní Ìdímù ọdún 3 tẹ́ ti wà lórí ẹ̀ lélẹ̀ kọ́dún yìí kóṣù yìí ó tó parí ẹ dákun ẹ dábọ̀ ẹ parí iṣẹ́ yìí kẹ́ ẹ kú òun bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ wá nǹkan míì ṣe oníyanṣẹ́ ọlọ́bẹ̀ ṣe gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ ẹ bá wa jẹ́ náà adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín kò ní pa yín lórí kò ní pa àwa náà lórí láti inú ìwé ìròyìn ó tó di òwúrọ̀ la lágbára lọ́wọ́ lọ́wọ́ àǹtí Blessing ẹ ṣe ẹ̀kọ́ àdúró tí o gbogbo ìgbà o àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ láti inú ìwé ìròyìn ní Voice of the People VOP 90.3 FM ẹ lọ sí àtúnwò rẹ̀ lórí YouTube VOP 903 FM lórí YouTube tó bá tún di ní òwúrọ̀ ọ̀la ní aago 5:30 ìdájí àtúnpàdé gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa Abíọ́dún Ọ̀jẹ́dèjì ló kọ mi ò Tèmítọ́pẹ́ Òyefọ̀lú àjọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ ní o Yango where are you now see this say ní ṣe front page àbí. No, you don't want to do front. You want to do back page.
You want to join my name with that one.
Tó bá di aago 7 ẹ pàdé Yango ẹ bá ti ń jáde lọ lónìí á lajẹ lọ́wọ́ lajẹ lákò lajẹ pa máa ní lajẹ lọ́rùn tó rẹ ni ọba lajẹ lọ́rùn irú wọn jẹ gbèsè nu Abíọ́dún Ọ̀jẹ́dèjì ló kọ mi o ẹ ṣe tẹ̀ǹtẹ̀ ti sí wa.
You are listening to your number one station, the Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Do not touch that.
If you want to be heard, say it here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM.
Play.
Tune in your favorite radio at Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Now you have a voice.
This is the station that gives you a voice.
How can you be jubilating when judgment has not been given to them? Meaning that you are bribing the judiciary.
We see a lot of young Nigerians who are leaving the country in droves. They are running away to escape poverty.
They are not looking at this issue, and I think Nigerians should rise.
Many families and properties have been destroyed. Accountability is one of the things that is lacking in governance in this country.
Speak with no hindrance.
Chapter 4, Section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution, Right to Freedom of Expression and Press, states, every person shall be entitled to the freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart ideas and information without interfering.
Now you have a voice. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
very good morning to you, and thanks for joining us on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Nyamgul Agaji. I'm glad to be here with you on this 21st day of July 2026. This is the front page review, and what we do, as we all know, is to bring you the headlines on some of our national dailies and then open the lines for you to discuss with us. And to begin this morning, we're going to join Fayose, who will be giving us his thoughts on the headlines this morning. And after that, we open the lines for you to talk with us. Once again, good morning and welcome.
Right, still a couple of rounds. After REA Kogi operations, 529 kidnapped school children, worshippers, farmers remain in captivity. So, barely days after security forces secured the release of 39 pupils in your states, on Tuesday, July 14, armed men stormed Tekina local government area to get kids in Kogi State to kidnap them, but they've been released. This incident has been sparking a wave of kidnapping, but the story here is that DHQ says 1,754 captivity regained freedom in 6 months, but 529 people still remain in captivity. I mean, this is one story that we should look at. Nigerian petrol import rises 207% to 543 million liters in 1 month, and it's putting pressure on the Naira. So what it means is that we are importing heavily, and that's when one will ask, what of our refineries and the likes? Atiku alleges 210 billion budget duplication, accuses Tinubu of fiscal recklessness. U.S. declared global crackdown on left-wing extremists. Nigeria petrol imports has risen to 543 million liters. NNDPR showed that the dispute is continued despite a 10% surge in crude oil receipts by local refineries, from 578,000 barrels per day to 632,000 barrels per day. Last week, Dangote began selling products in US dollars. Besides the period under consideration, Nigeria total stock sufficiency of petrol increased from 16.2 days to 19.7 days, a 22.7% uptick. According to downstream data, Nigeria daily petrol receipts reached 50.6 million liters in June. Badejo Okusoya is taking the early lead in the Nigerian Bar Association elections. Citing World Bank report, ADC accuses Tinubu of ruining the economy. Uzodinma is saying that Tinubu is Nigeria's Lee Kuan Yew, as performance will end him a second time. Anyway, Nigerians will decide that. NEMA urges flood-prone residents to relocate as rains intensify nationwide. Listed companies move to boost capital base, seek 78.6 billion in recapitalization drive. Nigeria and Ghana condemns xenophobic attacks. Adeleke Osun APC in acute depression after failing to stop my mega projects in Iwo, Ilesha, and others. Nane Boala is saying that foreign interest may be fueling security crisis. Nwobodo, wife emerged in 5.8 billion suit over demolition of Lagos business property. Bauchi Gombe, Adamawa to experience darkness as TCN upgrades 33 kVA transmission lines. Oyo APC crisis deepens as 6 governorship aspirants reject Sharafaddin Ali's candidacy. Christian groups urge Tinubu to reject bill criminalizing preaching in vehicles. So these are some of the Story making headlines. Court orders final forfeiture of 52 Lekki housing units to federal government. Properties are said to be proceeds of unlawful earning. Dollarization of petrol is a story here that they're talking about. And these and many more stories are things that are making the rounds right here. Amazing times for Nigeria. And France did lose, I should say, in the third place game yesterday. ADC saying Tinubu's policy have ruined Nigeria. Gunmen abduct 3 siblings, conveying mother's corpse home. That happened in Benue. Rogers to join Chelsea in a record 117 million transfer. Manchester United lose to Wrexham in first preseason match. Messi has broken silence over his Yamal baby picture. AKK pipeline, 6 years, multiple deadline, no gas. 27 years after, drug shortages, out-of-pocket payment, dog healthcare scheme. These are some of the many stories that are making the rounds today. There's a story also saying it here. How Olubunmi Ojo emerged on those most powerful political force. Okewale's extraordinary journey as St. Ives Hospital turned 30. The billionaire behind gas revolution inside Okwoso's oil-served empire. Court orders final forfeiture of 941 million linked to ghost workers on IP's platform. Mbappe usurps Messi as world leading goal scorer. Saka got a high trick. The bribe for appointment phenomenon. The case about Adeyemi. Soludo unveils Chinua Achebe's statue in Anambra 13 years after his death. Okusoya is taking the lead in the NBA election. Ajayi defeats world champion Seville again, wins 100 meters at London Diamond League. Ajayi is doing quite well in athletics. Court strikes out application challenging Atiku's ADC primary victory as Amechi withdraws suit. Devokuma Edwin, Dangote Refinery has raised 2.5 billion through private placements. An NBA presidential candidate demand election suspension over portal collapse. Police arrest more suspects over the killing of Benue professor. Says attack was assassination. We can't sleep with our eyes closed. Kwara community seeks Tinubu's intervention. Messi AK is saying that despite the show benefits, I regret going on BB Niger. So some of the stories making the rounds. Right, a couple of stories making the rounds today, and I'm going to be breaking down all of the stories back to back for all of you. The very first story is the reaction to the NBA elections. In fact, there's been a lot of discordant tunes. Those that ran against the eventual winner are now coming out to say that the elections were fraught, that the technical glitch that happened was deliberate. and that the NBA elections were a scam. In fact, this has been a repeated back and forth as regards the NBA election. In fact, let me read for you a statement by one of the candidates in the election, and where the candidates in the NBA election is saying that the election is shambolic, it's a shame to the bar, that he as presidential candidate did not vote in the election. NBA personally sent him over 5 links to access the voting portal. None of them worked, and he's going to protest about it. That's Lateef Omoyemi Akogbe, SAN. In fact, I think there was a soundbite from him. Hear him out.
The electoral process lacks credibility. First, we were supposed to start at 12 midnight. We couldn't start until about 7:35 in the morning. We started the election. People couldn't vote. So many OTPs are dropping. People can't vote with the OTPs. The link isn't working. The site is not working. Even I, as a candidate, I cannot vote. I've been unable to vote. I made it known to the NBA president. I made it known to the chairman of the ECNBA. They sent me about 3 or 4 links between the two of them. None of them is working. Even my SCN number is not recognized, telling me that it's a valid SCN number. I haven't heard anything like that before. Many of my supporters have been calling me. They cannot vote. Everywhere you go, Jos, Owerri, Kogi, Benue, everywhere. So we actually have more people out there who cannot vote than the ones that voted for us. The class of 2025, they complain that they can't even vote. I called them the president. I told him. He gave some explanation why they couldn't vote, and gave me a number of someone in the ICT department of the NBA to call to rectify the issues for them. I've been calling that one. He has not picked up. I called him more than 8 times. He didn't pick up his phone. I relayed back to the NBA president. He said, "Oh, he didn't sleep." Supporters out there, please be resolute. Do not give up. Continue voting. Continue trying. The period will go until 7 in the morning. Please do not give up. I believe with what is left, a number of votes out there, we can do it. And this is not about sour grapes. It's the reality. It's the fact. Ask anybody, they'll tell you. People just simply cannot.
So this was a message he made while the elections were on.
People that voted twice. People have a record. They have it with me. People voting twice in this election. Now we're almost 12 hours into the election. I've not been able to vote as a candidate. What kind of election is this? To my supporters, please do not give up. This is deliberate. They're trying to create voter suppression, apathy in the system. So please do not. We shall overcome together. Thank you very much.
So you can see there, in fact, there's another call for a protest as regards this MB election. Emergency protest and demand for immediate suspension of the 2026 Nigeria Bar Association national elections. That's a statement written by Akongbe, SAN, that participated in that. Besides breach of reserved voting guidelines, email OTPs in violation of the SME only guarantee, the presidential ballot face defects, a visual disenfranchisement, demand immediate suspension, no ad hoc fixes. And this is a message signed by one of the participants in the election. So that's a very big story, that the MB elections has been dogged, with a lot of irregularities back and forth. Police arrest 4 cops for extorting ICPC chairman of 53,000 naira in Abuja. Dollar row sale, marketers halt Dangote fuel loading, FG steps in. Abbas inaugurate probe panel today. State pocket 2.3 trillion under new VAT tax regime. Osun polls, NANS demand protection for students, warns political talks off campuses. Police arrest man over murder in Adamawa. Kwara orders demolition of unsafe 2-story buildings after collapse. These are many of the stories in making the rounds. Anambra Court jails choir master for 25 years for rape. How police forced ICPC chairman to part with money at Abuja checkpoints. You can see the level of corruption. Surviving on the soldiers' 100,000 naira salary, which is a sad one. One agency, 2 heads. Tinubu's directive doesn't stand, says Wike's ally. And the Burnham is already UK Prime Minister. Police arrest robbers, recovers arms in Ondo. Alleged money laundering, EFCC arraigns ex-MD Warri Refinery. One killed, many missing as boat capsizes in Jigawa. You have daily, still on the dailies today. Niger APC primary crisis, Pete Bago against ex-Governor Bello. Phantom Council, last moments of alleged middlemen to Bajabi Amila. And we also talked about Spain, triumphing in the process. And as regards the World Cup finals, alleged 2.6 million money laundering, court admits Miasiala president to 2 billion bail. 4 police officers detained over alleged extortion of ICPC chairman. Bonham becomes UK Prime Minister, meets King. These are the stories making the rounds. Uniport dissolves students' union. 4 police officers detained over extortion. EFCC debunks viral secret recruitment rumors. Ipman suspend loading at Dangote Refinery. NLC to command nationwide struggle for minimum wage review, says Ajeru. FG plans 729 bond issuance to settle discourse. And beyond Achebe, 5 authors redefining African literature. First Hold Co delivers 653 billion in first quarter. Chetima on xenophobia. Deductions were made from our scholarship allowance to fund South Africa liberation. These are some of the stories, or numerous stories, making the rounds. Right, still some stories making the rounds. So, there's been a lot of back and forth as we speak today as regards the NBA elections. And in fact, some parties are calling that the person that won the NBA elections should not be sworn in. And this is a very interesting one. Controversy trailing the concluded NBA election has taken a new twist as a group of lawyers have asked Federal High Court in Abuja to stop the swearing-in of the president-elect, Banjo Okusoya. She secured 12,300 votes to defeat other contestants Lateef Akangbe and Olumiwa Akimboro. She's slated to be sworn in on August 21 when she will take over from the outgoing Afa Musigwe. Allegations of irregularity have trailed the polls, which was conducted through electronic format. The lawsuit is threatening the outcome at an Abuja High Court, Federal High Court, and has asked to halt the inauguration of MBA leadership in addition to reliefs filed in the pending suit FHC ABJCS 1471-2026 between Incorporated Trustee Association of Legislative Drafting Practitioners of Plaintiff. In the initial originated summons, the Outrap have asked the High Court to stop AGF from interfering in the NBA elections and also other AGF and NBA that cannot interfere in the conferment of blue Sikh rank or senior advocates. In addition to the release filed on July 20, the plaintiff asked the court to join newly elected NBA president and some other persons and entities as necessary parties in the suit. The plaintiff specifically asked for an order of interim perpetual injunction restraining second respondents, its agents, privies, National Executive Committee, and persons claiming through them from swearing in Mrs. Onyikosola Barijo Kusoya or any person as president of the NBA. Stating the grounds for application, the lawyer maintained that it has a live suit pending before the court, which is challenging the validity and the legality of the process, including constitutionality of the process leading to the NBA elections, issue of voter disenfranchisement, technical failure, e-voting platform, non-compliance with NBA guidelines and rules. There's a lot going on in the NBA.
We're we're glad to know you're there and listening to Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We're still on to the front page review, and we've heard the headlines from Rufai Oseni. Some other ones that he may not have mentioned or that I need to remind you of are this. Tinubu appoints Fayose, the Rural Electrification Agency chairman, and names 25 others for key federal agencies. So Ayo Fayose now is being appointed into a board by Tinubu. And no less, there's also one person appointed into one board who is the current member of the Benue State Independent National Electoral Commission. So INEC Benue State, its member has become a board member appointed by the President Tinubu. Fake PFIPC probe. Bajabiamila honors ICPC invitation. So he was invited to go and talk about the fake agency, and then he honored it. He went there at 3 p.m., left at 3:30 p.m. So 30 minutes was enough for DSS to get everything from him. Federal government denies rumors of Defense Minister Christopher Musa's alleged resignation. Now, the finance minister is saying Nigeria's debt figures are exaggerated. He says federal government, he says it's only because of the exchange rate. That is why it is looking like the debt profile is so high. It's not because of fresh borrowing. Okay, that's his argument. Panel invites Akume, Oyedele, Fagbemi, others over the fake agency, and court sentences pastor to death for killing teenage daughter over witchcraft. I think this teenage daughter had autism or something, and then she was accused of witchcraft, and then they killed her. A pastor who should be casting out demons is the one that is killing a daughter for witchcraft. Over 1 million out-of-school children now return to class, says the Minister for Education. Then Reps probe, fake agency accounts opened on the Office of Accountant General of the Federation's directive, and that it has zero balance. That's according to the CBN director. But we're going to talk about all this. Right now, let me just introduce our guest for today. Prince Chilaka. Good morning and welcome to the program, Prince.
I'm good. Good morning.
Okay. It's good to have you join us. And don't worry about how the place looks. I've been telling my people out there to be patient with us. We're trying to do some, to dot all the I's and cross the T's to make sure that we serve them better.
Which is true.
And if you were in the studio right now, you wouldn't believe that's where we're talking from. But we have to do what we have to do to make sure we serve you. Okay, welcome to the program. Where do we even start from? Okay, let me start from the debt profile. Ayodele, the finance minister, is saying that it's not fresh borrowing that is making Nigeria's debt profile to rise. It's because of the exchange rate, that the debt figures are exaggerated. So I don't know what you have to say about that.
Well, it doesn't make any sense because whether the figures are exaggerated or not, the point is the figures are high. And telling us that it's because of the exchange rate, whose responsibility is that? It's still the responsibility of government. The government has the ones who have pushed up the exchange rate. So it's not you and I who are complaining or who are feeling the pinch out there. So it is them. So I don't understand what he means by his exchange rate. I mean, if the figures are high, how does exchange rate bother Nigerians?
I was just asking myself, he's saying it's because of the exchange rate, it's not because of new borrowings. But almost every other week, they're borrowing money. Is it that they don't calculate this money and add to the debt profile? Because I don't understand. I'm not an economist. Is that what happens?
No, the thing is, they know, but government believes that Nigerians are very gullible. And government believes that whatever they churn out to Nigerians, Nigerians will just buy into it. I mean, let's do a little bit of, take a little bit of hindsight. In 2015, run up to the 2015 election, we were told that the late president was the only man who could fight corruption.
Yeah.
It's incorrectible. He's the only man that could take Nigeria, to El Dorado. And Nigerians, bought it and voted. Now, in 4 years after, Nigerians saw that things were not what they expected. The same people who packaged him and sold to Nigerians came out and said, he needs more 4 years to be able to consolidate. At the end of the year, at the end of the 8 years of his reign, we were taking back 10 years.
He consolidated on the failure.
And then the same set of people brought up a strategist, a master strategist. As they say, this is almost 4 years. Nigerians are crying. Everybody in Nigeria is feeling the pain of, this government in terms of accommodation, in terms of medical, in terms of transportation, in terms of survival. Yet these same people are now coming to say, he needs another 4 years to consolidate. So, each time people say this, if you ask yourself, these people, are they Nigerians? Are they not experiencing what everybody's experiencing? So how can a whole minister come and tell you, it's not because we're borrowing, it's because of exchange rate? How is the exchange rate taking the money up? So, I mean, it's for me, it's really, really sad where we are in this country today.
He's saying that we calculate our debt profile in Naira. So, but we know that if it was, let's say, $50 billion today, and you borrow another 5 billion, it would be 55, isn't it?
Exactly.
Whether in Naira it rises or it falls, it doesn't concern us. We know that you have already borrowed 55 billion Naira. How it is exchange rate that is making it high, I don't understand. Because like I said, every other week they borrow money. Okay, right now revelations are coming out. Gbajabiamila has been invited also, as has Fagbemi, Oyedele, and Akume, because they are all going to testify about the fake agency that they are calling it.
Purported.
Yeah, they say they are calling. That's why I'm saying they are the ones calling it. But Gbajabiamila went there and spent 30 minutes in ICPC. He went at 3 p.m. almost at the close of work, left at 3:30. That's what the report that I saw said. So they have finished. They have gotten all the information they want from him in 30 minutes. But Akume, who is the secretary to the Federation, has also been invited. They say the head of service says they did not authorize any employment or draft anybody from anywhere to go to that office, and that the space that the office is occupying was allotted to the office of the secretary to the Federation. So I think it's getting more and more interesting.
Okay, well, let's look at it from a broader perspective. The office was not allocated to him, but people saw people resuming in that office. And people knew what they were doing.
In fact, the CBN also has said, let me add this, CBN has said that directive for opening of the account, which they were denying before anyway, came from the office of the accountant general.
See, this whole thing is, I'll look at it more as a well-planned 419. Something if you recall, I think it was last year, was it October or so, that this issue came up, and he was arrested. So it said in the media that Adeyemi was arrested and released.
Yeah.
Now, if
he was arrested at the time he was supposed to defend the budget, and then released after the budget had been released.
So why was he released? And who asked that he be released? If it is fake, as they want everybody in Nigeria to believe, because we're very gullible in this country. Whatever the government throws out, we swallow it, we go to sleep. So who released him? Who gave the order for him to be released? And then if you're talking, I know the Federal Secretariat very well. It's not a hidden place. It's a place where offices are labeled. Offices are labeled. If nobody assigned anybody to that office, who assigned the policeman that escorts him? It's oddly. Who assigned him? Are we also saying that is a fake police officer?
I just wonder. The CBN is saying that those accounts that were opened in the CBN, they have zero balance. So if these accounts were opened so that monies can be deposited in them, into which account is the 1-point-something billion that they were fighting over deposited?
No, not even that. I mean, why is it that suddenly CBN is admitting that the accounts were opened? Before now they said no account was opened. And then inviting the chief of staff for 30 minutes over such an allegation. How much information do you want to extract? Except you go for a tea party. Nothing happened. From the entrance to wherever office he was going to, will take another 3-5 minutes. Because he needs to say hello to people, and then he sits down, they need to chat, and then in 30 minutes he's done. You see, this is why a lot of people are calling for his resignation. Because if he steps aside, a proper investigation would be carried out. You cannot be a judge and a jury of your own case.
I think they just think it's a waste of time for him to step aside because Yahaya Bello is no longer governor. His case is not going anywhere. So stepping aside in Nigeria doesn't even make sense. But let's pay some bills before we return.
You are listening to your number one station, the Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Do not touch that dial.
Give malaria a double punch of Protestanate and Ammonia Queen. An effective combination that Camosunate is anti-malaria therapy. Camosunate comes in 4 different packs for different age groups. Below 1 year, 1 to 6 years, 7 to 13 years, 14 and above.
Camosunate, effective anti-malaria for all ages. Marketed by Janet Pharmaceuticals Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please see your doctor. Read the leaflet. Voice of the People. Find your brand. Find your own.
Okay, glad to know that you're still there. It's a front page review on Voice of the People 90.3 FM, this 21st day of July 2026. We were talking about the fact that there is an alleged fake agency where a major player in that saga just visited ICPC because the directive of the president was that ICPC should take over this investigation. He went there and then spent 30 minutes and then came out. From 3 o'clock that the report said he arrived, he left at 3:30. And that is where we are. The Office of the Accountant General of the Federation gave the directive for the account opening in the CBN. And they say it has zero balance. And then also we were told that the Secretary of the Federation was the one who was allocated or allotted the space where this man was using to operate and all that. So we also want to hear what the minister said. But I was asking just now, if these accounts have zero balances, where did they pay the over 1 billion naira into that Bajabiamila supposedly was asking for 40%? What did it go through a Ghana must go? How was this procurement done? I don't even understand how all this is playing out. But anyway, I don't know whether we should move away from that or you have another thing to say.
No, I mean, it's an ongoing concern. So we hope that, because this is an embarrassment to Nigeria, especially in the international community. It's an embarrassment. I mean, this is somebody who has held meeting with some diplomats.
Yeah.
On what basis? We've been seeing him with, is it the EFCC director or so.
Yeah.
So what? I don't understand. What is the oversight functions? Those who are responsible for oversight functions should actually be punished.
Okay. Tinubu appoints Fayose as Rural Electrification Agency chairman, and he names 25 other people as appointees. Now, I was reading that story, and I saw, and I mentioned earlier, that one of those persons is the current member of the Benue State INEC. So, I don't know. Let me hear your comment.
Well, Fayose has been settled. It's obvious that when you want an appointment in this government, all you need to do is take a swipe on the opposition, focus on one person, P2B, and cry and shout and scream. Whether what you're saying makes sense or not, let it just be that every morning you wake up from sleep, it is P2B. And then you would get appointment. I mean, when tomorrow, when Fayose comes out and tells you he's a Democrat, you look at him and wonder what kind of Democrat he is. Now I understand why his younger brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, always does not agree with him. But that's why I keep saying Nigerian politicians are rare breeds. If they tell you good morning, Yango, you need to go outside and confirm before you respond to that greeting.
Eventually, he's the one who coined stomach infrastructure.
Exactly.
He brought that, and people were shouting on him. Maybe they didn't know that he knew what he was saying. Stomach infrastructure seems to be the way he plays politics. Okay, so from now till 8 o'clock, I'll take your messages alongside listening to Prince Chilaka. So if you're sending a message, you can send the message now to us. I'll read the messages out. Okay? So, but for the calls, you can call after 8 o'clock. So no calls right now. Let me begin with this message as we go on the show. Good morning, VOP family. With all the facts coming from the agency we call fake, to me, one will wake up one day to say Nigeria is a fake country. One term is enough for any politician to want to perform. We have a lot of examples of those that performed wonderfully in one term. Example, Nelson Mandela of South Africa. Ambode, the former governor of Lagos State, performed in office, and his performance shows that one term is more than enough. Those who are saying one term is not enough, I tell you, 3 terms in office will not be enough for them. Benjamin from Shogunle wrote this. We would continue to appeal to the state, local government to come and repair the road from Jakonde Gate beside Jesco and MRS filling station to Paco roundabout, where both sides of the road have become a death trap. Till now, nothing has been done. I don't know if any of the government officials have walked past that road to see how tankers are falling and causing heavy gridlock, especially in front of MRS filling station. Are they waiting for tankers to kill people before the road will be fixed? Also, the people living in the Ijegamo community use the medium to express profound gratitude to the governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for the construction of Ijegamo Road. But we would like to inform the governor that flood has submerged the entire community due to the continuous rainfall. Also, nothing has been done to the deep ditch dug, which has been left uncovered and work yet to be completed in front of the Lord's Glory School by Ogoluwa Street via Ojodu bus stop along Ijegamo Road. The drainage that spot is yet to be properly channeled to the central drainage, which is also yet to be cleared. Wow, God bless Nigeria. This is from Temitokwe Onotoye writing from Ijegamo community. Good morning, Voice of the People and presenters. The Accountant General of Nigeria served as a purveyor for opening 2 bank accounts. So this purported fake agency, PFIPC, presupposes that there is more to all the hype and hoopla games that meet the eye, or than meets the eye. So at last, Femi Gbajabiamila could be summoned to join issues in this shady deals. Why is the federal government foot dragging in a reigning Bajabiamila alongside Adeyemi Adeniyi? Is what happened in Ghana in 1966 with the harvest of corruption by their politicians that prompted the prose novel The Beautiful Ones Are Not Yet Born by the Ghanaian author Ayikweyama, and not replicating itself in present Nigeria government of cronies schooled in primitive capitalist accumulations and squandering of riches. Also, alas, terrorists operating in North with drones, raising that question, who owns Nigeria? The federal government as de jure government or the terrorists as de facto government? Let all those sponsored lawyers opposing this presently concluded NBA election of the national officers stop overheating the polity, as the animal had passed the bull still shaking, or the bush still shaking. This is congratulating our newest first ever elected female president, Lady Bold Oyikonshola Badejo Okunsoya. Bravo. From the desk of Dr. Ugo Suji in Festac. Thank you very much, Dr. Ugo Suji in Festac. Good morning to you all in the studio. The Baja gate of a thing is not going anywhere. This investigation is just to fool Nigerians. Again, as usual, are you people telling me, I, Mayor, that the CBN, National Assembly, EFCC, the Office of the Secretary of the Federation and the Executive are so incompetent not to know what to do? If Mr. Adeyemi is fake, that means all the bodies I mentioned above are fake. Tinubu's government is overdue for impeachment. Please, who is probing who? Can a thief probe a thief? All this evil can only happen in Nigeria, and we, the gullible Nigerians, will swallow it joyfully. Oh God, arise and trouble those who are troubling Nigerians. Okay, Mayor wrote this in. Thank you very much, Mayor. Let me take just an announcement. Nigerian Army warns public against fake SSCC cost 50 2027 recruitment advert. So if you have seen that advert, know that it's not coming from the Nigerian Army. So don't go and enroll in something that you do not know. Might just be terrorists trying to recruit people. So be warned. Nigerian Army warns the public against fake SSCC cost 50 2027. Now, there's also a story, Prince Chilaka. Federal government insists on FGC Kanu land swap despite opposition. Let me just read a little of that story and let you give me what you think about it. The federal government has said it will proceed with its planned land swap at the Federal Government College, FGC Kanu, despite opposition. The government said the project is aimed at raising funds to expand the school and improve its facilities. The Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Olatunji Alausa, disclosed this during a visit to the school on Monday. He was accompanied by the Minister of State for Education, officials from the Universal Basic Education Commission and the Nigerian Educational Research and Development Council, as well as the Kano State Commissioner for Education. He said the government would make decisions based on what benefits students rather than public sentiments, explaining that the project would be implemented through a public-private partnership PPP, allowing the government to utilize unused portions of the school land to generate funds for infrastructure. He said there was no reason to keep land that would remain unused for decades when it could be used to improve education. What do you say to that? They will sell some of the land, they will make money from some of the lands, and then use it to expand the school.
Misplaced priority. Because if assuming the land is like this size, and then you take away this size, you reduce it to this size. So what expansion are you talking about?
Maybe they will expand up vertically.
See, Nyango, this government needs to tell us where they're putting our money. You told us subsidy is gone. You said you are going to use the money for key infrastructure. And education is there, health is there. I think about 3 or 4 more. Now, you're talking about a school that has been there. The Ministry of Education gets budget every year. So what do they use the money to do? Why don't you take money from You know, when you remember when Abacha introduced the PTF, and that was when he added money to petrol, and we saw what PTF did.
Yeah.
So why is this government not replicating the same with subsidies gone?
Even the subsidy removal done a little bit by Jonathan, we saw some things.
Yes, NEFON.
We could point at.
Exactly.
Subsidy reinvestment fund. We saw some things, and we could point.
So why is this government not pointing in the same direction? You're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Well, there's something that happened that I was really impressed. Jigawa commissioners panic as Governor Namadi finds offices locked during surprise visit. He surprised them, went to the offices, and he found out that at the time he arrived there, the offices were still locked. A lot of people were not even on seat, and these are people who collect money from the government all the time, which means supervision is very key. I really liked it.
Well, I mean, it also shows you the negligence in the society. Nobody takes anything serious anymore in Nigeria. Because at the end of the day, people will tell you, how much are you paying me? And how frequent?
That'll be my papa work.
Good. How frequent does it come?
That'll be my papa work.
So when people sit back and they see how politicians who win elections in 3 months, in 4 years, they have become billionaires, the civil servants themselves will become cold. So there is no more dignity in labor. Everybody in Nigeria today wants to be a politician. Because we believe that that is the only way to survive and run out of poverty.
Okay. So, inflation above 30% in 19 states and the FCT despite national easing. So, inflation is still growing, no matter what we've been told. Despite Nigeria's headline inflation rate easing marginally in June 2026, residents in more than half of the country continue to face annual inflation above 30%, with Niger, Kano, and the Federal Capital Territory recording the highest rates. Have they visited Lagos?
No. But interestingly, tomorrow you'll see the National Bureau of Statistics will give you a different figure. Yeah, that's the thing. They give you a figure and you ask yourself, am I normal? You pinch yourself to be sure that, things are working truly. But we know that inflation is high. We know that. Everybody knows. A few days back, I think sometime last week, we were buying petrol at 1,150. It's gone up again as at this morning.
Now they're threatening to even start selling in dollars. I wonder how that will work.
Well, it means that if the dollar goes up, the price goes up. But the question is, if the dollar comes down, will the price come down?
Well, it's music. Okay, so Stevie Kelu is saying, by the time the ICPC finishes their abracadabra quizzing, Bajabia Mila, George Akume, Central Bank, National Assembly, and Director Generals involved in the fake agency saga would have been declared innocent. This is Nigeria. Umahi, as a self-acclaimed lion of the Southeast, should be quizzed to tell us how this young lady died. More human rights bodies should spring up and demand justice for the family of this deceased lady. Stevie Kelu from Maryland. I don't know that case.
That is one case that is baffling. And I mean it, baffling in the sense that Nyango, if he was just an ordinary citizen, we won't be talking about, whether you won't even, you'll be behind bars. So we now have a country where, as a minister, somebody dies in your house, you're walking free. And you're busy giving different narratives.
The most shocking part for me is that the parents of this lady are insisting they must never do an autopsy.
Well,
and the CSOs took it upon themselves that they were going to protest. So many groups, more than 30 of them, were going to protest. And then suddenly they just said, okay, they found out that the way the woman died, they have nothing to blame on the minister. And I don't understand what is going on.
You have in a country.
These are supposed to be independent.
You have a country where poverty is holding people by the jugular, where unemployment, hunger is. So the tool is simple. Give people what they want.
Interesting.
And we forget retribution. We forget karma.
Oh dear God. They don't care. It's a matter of man die go, woman born another. That's what we used to say in the days. So I'm sure that's what a lot of them think. They don't think about heaven. They feel heaven is here on earth. If you can make as many dollars as possible, and that's heaven for you. Good morning, Yamgul. I heard that the senators make laws that preachers should not preach inside the bus, and those who are selling things inside the bus. I want Nigerians to know that we're end time now, and this is a prophecy from God Almighty in Revelation. It says, "And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls and the fly in the midst of heaven, Come gather yourself together unto the supper of the great God, that ye may eat the flesh of the kings of the earth, and the flesh of the captain, and the flesh of the mighty men on earth. Brother, leave them, the judgment of God Almighty is coming. Enjoy your day." Joseph from Egbeda sent this in. I hope we will now rest since Fayose has now gotten what he wants. This is from John from Ejanikin. Good morning, Yamgul. Congratulations to the medical outreach. Okay. This message is from Friday. Let me read the recent one. NBA is a leading organization when civil societies are concerned, and mentioned that it therefore behoves on the leadership to ensure that the election brouhaha threatening to scuttle the esteemed body of lawyers does not lead to its disintegration or loss of phase in the polity. All efforts must be put in place, including the interventions of its past presidents, to ensure that the issues raised by co-contestants are resolved amicably. The nation and history beckons on them to show the light of those in those trying times. Okay, thank you very much. A reps member faces petition over alleged 19 million naira travel debt. That's also a story there on the headline. I don't know if you want to comment on that. And yeah, reps member facing allegation of 19 million travel debt. Why are you laughing? Travel debt, 19. Okay, it's a reps member making laws for us. Okay. Okay, so. Okay, you're still listening to Voice of the People 90.3 FM, and we're here with Prince Chilaka. You can call us now on our usual number, 0700 903 903 903. Call us now and let us hear what you have to say, or any other number that you have. Even for the WhatsApp, you call us as well. Let us hear what you have to say. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
From the stone area of Lagos.
Okay.
You feel like my greetings.
Morning.
God bless you for this. Well done. This fake agency, as a matter of fact, our rulers should have their faces in shape. Because for every indication, Bulatu cannot claim ignorant of the fake agency. Vice versa, other appropriate authority. That's number one. Then, as of Fayose, you know, this can show the level of hatred this Tinubu lady BC has on P2B. If you want to get an appointment from Tinubu, talk ill of P2B. Look at the persons of Reno Makere, Femi Fani-Kayode, and so on and so forth. It's quite clear, it's no longer hidden that if you want to get an appointment or be favored by this ruling party, just castigate P2B. and you are good to go. Of course, in the time past, Adam Suma has always said that if you join APC, your sins are forgiven. And they have been like, but one thing I know is that God will shame them. As for the fake agency, there is no way they can shy away from it. The whole world are watching. So it's unfortunate when this country was targeted, this great nation, come to a particular concern. It's not a surprise, and they don't want to change. It's unfortunate. And God direct us.
Amen.
That's my submission this morning.
Amen. Thank you very much. Okay. Hello? Hello, good morning.
That's exactly what Keshi was saying, that back then, look, bring in good players from the league.
All right, so I'll go on.
Try to give them the exposure, give them the platform.
I'm calling from the weather.
With
Yeah, go.
based counterpart, and we have a national team.
I don't know how possible it is.
That is why we are struggling. We are where we
for
what kind of coach was Keshi behind
to
the scene
bring
when the
justice.
public did not get to see
You
him?
understand?
Honestly, a great man.
It long
So rest in perfect peace.
Now you are
acting
on that,
you got to know him on the pitch,
and you are bringing justice. He will comes to pretty much come with something. This is a government that starts with security, that shields reform. Their own form of democracy now is.
I don't know what happened there. Sorry, Shola. Maybe you'll have to call us back. Call us on the numbers you have. Okay, hello, good morning. Good morning to you.
Yeah, this is Mayor from Ikochegbe.
Okay, go on.
I want to take your mind back in 2006. 2006, because this saga now, this this man was what is his name? Akube, am I correct? He's head of the federation, am I correct?
Sorry?
I mean Akube.
The Secretary of the Federation.
Yes, exactly. Let me take your mind back to 2006, when Ribado was the chairman of EFCC. Then Ken Ninamani was the Senate president in 2006. When Ribado was called to give accounts of the crime going on in that time, he mentioned 4 people. Akume was one among them. Akume, Miderima, Kanu, and this are current president Tinubu. I'm putting
And Akpabio.
Ribado.
And Akpabio.
I'm putting Ribado. You see, these people are the worst criminal in Nigeria. I'm putting him, Ribado, in 2006. It's in the internet. See, they are the most high criminal in Nigeria. So far then, now, come to this government now. All of them are in the government. But Jamila, Olonuga, Tinubu, Mamura, Alibasola, they are all partners. They know themselves. I'm not saying the truth. So, I thank God for this government that they push a lot of criminals because it's itself. Because to take money and share the case is the problem now. That's the problem. We will have exposed a lot of people, criminals, even the pastor. We call the men of God today have been exposed. I'm telling you. So, what do you expect? When partners are in government, what do you expect? I'm telling you what the Bible said in 2006. Today now he's in government. The people he called criminals. He's working with them. Who is he? He's also a criminal. So Akume, is not to me. Akume, his rules is here. I know he's corrupt. From the one Akume is corrupt, highly corrupt. But they are not ruling Nigeria now. So what do you expect? This case is going to die natural death. Because all of them there, they are involved. Even them is break. Both Himo, Bajamabilao, Turumbo, CBNO, all of them, they are all fake. So I submitted. Have a wonderful day.
You too, have a wonderful day. Okay, let's pay some bills and come back and douse the tensions. All right.
You are listening to the number one station, the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Do not touch that dial.
Give malaria a double punch of Protestinate and Amodiaquin, an effective combination that Camosunate. There's anti-malaria therapy. Camosunate.
Amoxicillin, effective anti-malaria for all ages. Marketed by Janet Pharmaceuticals Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please see your doctor. Read the leaflet inside.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM, and this is the front page review. I'm still here with Prince Chilaka, and I'm asking you to send your messages to us right now so that we can bring them to the fore and discuss them together. And also call us on our numbers, whether on WhatsApp or the regular calls. Let's hear you talk. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, Yangu Agaji, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Prince Chilaka, good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
My name is Daniel. I'm calling people from Alaba. I want to tell Kwankwesie of coming up on air to tell us that he have an agreement with the P2B and the party of P2B, one tenor. Yes, it's not what Nigerians want now. What he's supposed to be working with his guy is that let them win first. If they win, their good work, we'll speak to them whether P2B will go for second tenor or it will go down for other people to take over. So if we can take a less 3 years to fix Abia State, to give Abia people good governance, is it going to take P2B a good governance to give Nigeria good what they want, what the democracy is all about? It doesn't take science rocket. You understand? So it's take a good person, somebody that gets a good heart to this country to fit this Nigeria. 4 years is enough for good work to speak for him to whether it's going to cost a container or not. So let's talk about how they are going to win, get there, give Nigeria the dividends of democracy. If that happens, if their good work, will speak to them to say, okay, Nigeria will say, okay, carry on or step down so that another person will take over. So that thing he's talking about now is not what Nigeria want to hear. Let him talk about how they are going to fix Nigeria and give Nigeria good governance. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
This caller seems to be confused because you're
the
saying
same thing.
You're saying the same thing, as if we don't understand. But the truth of the matter is that P2B is a man who has said he wants just one tenure. So and Kwakwanso has a right to continue to emphasize on that. So I think some people just wake up from sleep and they have enough data and airtime and they want to call, but.
No, I think we should just tell him about anything that is confusing him, so we should tell him what it is.
No, there's no confusion. There is.
Peter Obi,
if you listen to him, you will know that he's not confused.
I think he is. But let me just assume he is. Peter Obi said 4 years. And if you're campaigning on something, you need to let the people know that you stand by your words. Exactly. And so it's a very important thing that he keeps emphasizing it, that it is 4 years. And you yourself have said that 4 years is enough to fix Nigeria because Abia State has been fixed in 3 years. And then we have other people who also did a lot in just 4 years. We have the Jacondes of this world. They needed only 4 years. Somebody mentioned Ambode and said the impact he made in 4 years, some other people have not been able to make in 8 years. So if he has promised 4 years, let him keep to his words. Simple. So that people will now be using him as a reference that you don't need 8 years to make an impact. If by the time he gets there, the constitution gets amended like they're trying to do, to make a one tenure of 6 years or even 5 years while he's still in office, good and fine, then he can continue till that time. But for now, let him stand by his words, because a lot of people who will vote for him because they know that he's a man of integrity, and integrity is not going back on your words all the time. Okay, so hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Nyamgu. And good morning, Mr. Chilaka.
Yes, good morning.
God bless you people.
Bless you too.
Yeah, I'm Boyesen from Afromedia.
Go on.
Can you see? All what you have to do is talk bad about P2B, then the president will compensate you with one appointment or the other. Then praise this government for their ineptitude. The government will go and pick you and give you one appointment. But those who are just like Prince Tilakana, as he's talking, he's been using his time, he's been educating Nigerians, saying the truth. Government can never, they will even go ahead to even hunt for him. Is it right? Is it the proper thing to be doing? Look, Nigerians have been shouting on top of my voice. Nigerians should wake up and let this government understand that they are not doing the right thing and they need to go. Nigerians should rise up. Even as we speak, yes, make sure you get your voters card. Yes, we've gotten them. But how are we sure that these people will not, even when they were not there, they rigged themselves in. Now that they are there, how are we sure that they are ready to, that even if other people win, they're ready to go? That's a big poser for you people. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. From now till then, it's a long time, so a lot of things might happen. So let's take this message now. NBA is a leading organization when civil societies are concerned and mentioned. It therefore behoves on the leadership to ensure that this election brouhaha threatening to scatter the esteemed body of lawyers does not lead to disintegration or loss of face to the polity. I think okay. All efforts must be put in place, including intervention of the past presidents, to ensure that the issue raised by contestants resolved or are resolved amicably. The nation and history beckons on them to show the light in these trying times. OCNYJKSC in Shasha wrote this in. Kakistocracy is a system of government run by the worst, least qualified, or most unscrupulous citizens, derived from the Greek word kakistos, worst, and kratos, rule. The term describes administrations marked by incompetence, corruption, and systemic failure. This is from Harrison Nogbulu from Abule Iyanoira, Ijaniki. We also have this saying, good morning, VOP family. Thanks so much for always bringing Prince Chilaka on board. He has a way of always speaking to our souls. As for the happenings in Nigeria and the APC, only God will see us through. Aneke Nonso, send this in. Prince Chilaka, I'll advise you to open a church. You are speaking to people's souls. You can't waste it. Open a church. Granite and Kuliko and coconut. Yes.
Receive it.
Good morning, Yamgul and Prince. I saw a film by Bruce Willis where he said God has left Africa. Nigeria being the biggest nation in Africa, so I key to what he said by saying God has left Nigeria based on the sad news coming out every day in this country. Michael from Surulere.
God has not left Nigeria. Nigerians have left God.
Yes, so exactly.
Yes. Let's put things the way they are. It is not God leaving Nigeria. It's politicians. Our politicians are the ones who are pushing everybody into demonic worshipping. Everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to be
and the people who should be at the vanguard of carrying the word of God are not helping.
No. They are part of it. They are all interested in their tithe and their offering. So, nothing else.
There was a story, I don't know if I've told it before, where a pastor said, okay, not necessarily a Nigerian pastor, but I think that is what a lot of them think, that he bought a private jet just because there are demons that sit in the regular planes.
Yango, please don't.
So he is a pastor, a very strong man of God, but he couldn't sit among the demons or
and he couldn't cast them out.
Yeah, but his pastor is his congregants should sit among the demons. Nothing will happen, but he will use a private jet, not to taint his spiritual garment. Okay. What happened yesterday? I was disappointed. I didn't hear VOP voice throughout from OC Chibuife Ajao Estate. Sorry, Chibuife. We are doing some movement to the new site. We are at the new site. In fact, right now we're still knocking and cutting and doing a lot of things to make sure that we settle down. That's what happens when we move. But
and to serve you better.
Yes. Maybe you didn't get the memo when we were announcing that we will be going off for some time, and then the transmissions will be haphazard. But whenever we have the time to do what we can do, we do it. So sorry about that. We are moving. I would have said we have moved, but
we have.
Well, we're still moving.
We have moved, but
Mm-hmm.
we're in the
We're
process of
still
settling.
Yes. Thank you very much. So that's the thing. So even throughout this week, there may be times that you will hear us and think, is this really voice of the people? But at the end of the day, we hope that will serve you even better in our new site. VOP family, good morning. Is your president in the country? Is he in charge? Let him address Nigeria on security, 419 and killings. What is he going to do if elected? Otonye sent this in. And then Otonye, that one person. Is that what it means? Otonye.
I don't know.
Otu, is it not one? Onye, is it not one? That's how I interpret it, literally. Don't blame me. Okay, good morning to you, my good friend. And I really don't have anything to say. I pray that God keeps us alive till next year. Are going to take our country back from these wicked people. Valentine Otonwa from Oshodi. Thank you very much, Valentine. And then the refuse in Mafoluku Oshodi is now over 3 months. A lot of rumors flying around. They are clearing their dump site. The commissioner is one of the aggrieved members of APC after the primaries. The state government has gone to France to begin. Okay. What did this really say? Okay. Life imprisonment for terrorist commanders is never the best option before they still operate effectively from prison. High debt profile. The truth is that this regime has borrowed more than all previous governments put together. Needless to message it, or to massage it rather. It's no exaggeration. Devaluation is a disease. Today, Ghana's cedis 800 is above 100,000 naira. It's a very serious issue. Okay. Just man from Oshodi. Okay. So there's been an appeal. I think, was it the EFCC? The security agencies are trying to appeal because these abductors, the kidnappers of the Oyo pupils that were arrested, have been handed life imprisonment, and they're saying it's too mild a sentence to be given to them. What do you think?
Well, for me, considering the fact that 2 people or more lost their lives, they should hang them the maximum penalty. Yes, we need to be serious with our drive to end terrorism and kidnapping.
Okay. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Call us back. We can't take that. There's a holdback that is unacceptable. Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Yango.
Good morning, my brother.
How is work?
Work is fine.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Yango, let me speak about the NBA election and the regime interference in it. Mr. Yango, there is a popular saying in the ancient times, you rather have a good judge and have a bad law than to have a bad law and you have a good judge and have a bad law than to have a bad judge and have a good law. Remember, we have 3 arms of government: the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. The legislators make the law, and the judiciary interpret the law. So they are judges, they are the people that interpret the law. And those words secure the country, make it organized through the law. Now, what this man is trying to do, this very regime, I don't think in the history of Nigeria, in the last 20 years, no regime has interfered in the issues that related with the Nigerian Bar Association. Each country all over the world have their own separate association around the bar. Now, NBA is that of Nigeria. But what he's trying to do right now is to produce a bad judge for the bad law, a bad judge for the good law. So that's what he's trying to do. Because when he came in, he increased the salary of the judiciary of judges. Now, his appointee, okay, has gone everywhere, building houses in Abuja for judges. Nobody says judges should not be taken care of. No. What we are saying right now, doing that is manipulating the thought and the system of operation in the judiciary. Now, this man of Imo State, Uzodima, said Tinubu is the Lincoln U of Nigeria. Mr. Yanguru, Mr. Chief President, sorry, You are from the East. Now, political elite in the East, they behave like small people. They behave like small men. They behave like people that are not well-oriented. No region again will make this kind of statement in those regions of Nigeria. In the East here, look at that. Apart from the governor of Abia State, he is the only exception I have there. The rest, they talk like small people, including Umahi, the worst among every one of them. People be an exception. Look at this man of Anambra State, professor of economics in the University of Nigeria. I go there. Look at the way he talks. He does not talk like a learned person. He doesn't talk as if that religion has produced the life of China TV. He doesn't talk as if it's a figure. He's one of the most respected race all over the world and all of Africa, the Igbos. Somebody like that, when you say, you are talking about the foundation of the modern Singapore, the foundation of the modern one of the Asian tigers. Now, what has this man done? This man judged corruption, executed corruption, destroyed corruption in the history of Singapore. Singapore today is a thriving country and a thriving economy. Is Nigeria thriving right now? Right now, is Nigeria not the hub of corruption? Is Nigeria not the center and the headquarters of every evil in Nigeria? Insecurity, insurgents, miscreancy everywhere, and nonsense leadership. Compare that man to Lee Kuan Yew. It's a pity for the Igbo land. That is a pity for that region. Have a great day, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah. I'm not sure all the Igbo analysts that have been coming here have ever said that these governors are representative of the Igbos. I don't know. Dispute that if that's what you've been saying. But
for me, the governors in the southeast, they're not representing the people. They're representing the individual selves. Over time, we've said it, and I have always knocked the governors that we're not seeing that Igbo statesmanship in them. The Igbo man that wants to survive. The Igbo man that believes in self-help. We're not seeing it. Even when they have the money. I keep asking myself, why are the governors in the southeast all building airports? Why are they building airports when they know that people cannot afford to use it? Nyango, do you know that it will make more sense if the entire southeast is networked by train?
Yeah.
So you know that if I'm in Abia and we're coming to Lagos, you just take a train to the airport. And you have a train that you say maybe every 10 minutes. There must be a train every 20 minutes. So you just find out that you have governors who...
And people are moving cargo all the time.
So for me, the governors in the south they're all selfish, self-centered. I have no regards for them. The only person I have regards for now is Alex Oti. I hope he does not derail. And then the only governor in the south that I've had so much regards for is the late Simon Bakwe. If the governors we've had after him had 5% of his IQ, the southeast would have been a different country, a different state, so to say. The entire southeast. But what do you have? You have our governors in the southeast all building beautiful roads on the internet.
I didn't expect you to end that way. Okay. Okay. The reason political actors and their attack dogs are directly targeting Peter Obi is not far-fetched. Going by the shock Obi surprisingly gave them in both Lagos and FCT Abuja in 2023, Obi is definitely the only candidate that is giving them a serious nightmare. They are right, of course, because you cannot throw stone to any unproductive stick. In this area, the shock is going to be more abysmal if level playing ground is guaranteed. Again, the gentleman agreement about South and North divide did not give the Southwest unhindered privilege for 8 years. 4 years, for instance, at the first instance from Southwest and any other bloc can produce a candidate for the remainder. Likewise, the North. 30 minutes invitation for Gbajabia Mila to do what? How many minutes were given to other principal invitees? Tony Anaile from Ijegamo. You guys took holiday yesterday. Cooperative Avenue Community Road Ijegun has no light. Please, the electricity officers should do their job and stop collecting cost money. John Hollis is saying that current government should be serious in fighting corruption, drop people with corruption baggages to lift Nigerian image globally. Nigerians be wise in voting. John Hollis is from Agor Palace Way. And then we also have Good Morning Nigerians and Nyamgul and Prince. If MBA can be used for a test of free and fair election in our country, I wonder what will happen come 2027 election. CYC Honesty from Isolo sent this in. Then nobody cares about what? Nobody cares about the economy of Nigeria. What they are interested in is to spoil Peter Obi's name, and APC will give appointments. Kevin from Okoko. Not only give updates, so I just go now and abuse Peter Obi, and then I'm an appointee tomorrow. God bless. Good and blessed morning to you, my brothers. Also, congratulations to you all to another office in VOP International. Anya Welekande Hussein Babajide Nire from Oshodi. Thank you very much. Like I said, we have moved to a new office, and we are doing our best to put things in place. That's why some of the things that you're experiencing are coming up. So bear with us. You can hear background music, background noise rather, from so many things happening right now. But let's just get a. Okay, let me take two more messages. Then you wrap up, Prince. A very brilliant morning to you, Nyamgul and Prince Chilaka. I want to say thank you to all the facilitators of the medical outreach. I know there's room for improvement. What is happening in MBA is the script of what to expect in 2027. I envisage that will be worse, as if Fayose appointment Nigeria. As for Fayose's appointment, Nigerians should get ready because the Chingpa phone has been activated, so the noise will be louder now. Ikemba from Mafoluku. And then Nigeria is in shambles. Why can't we have fake agency when we created multiple agencies? Hope no more ones. Dubeze Cosmos from Ikeja. Anyway, final word before we wrap up, Prince Chilaka.
Well, 2027 is beckoning on us. Nigerians need to wake up. Nigerians need to think straight. Nigerians need to take the right decision. And Nigerians need to understand that whatever they do in 2027 will live with them to 2031.
Okay, thank you very much. So this is how we wrap it up this morning on the front page review. We'll be back for the brunch at 10:30. But until then, I'd like to thank you for your time and for your understanding as we put things in place in our new abode. My name is Nyamgul Agaji. Bye for now.